We're all good.
Hello and welcome back to episode quattro of Games Two Halves podcast. We are here with Fed, Jamie, and today, boys, we have our first special guest. He's proud to be here from the Greek lands. It is Tas.
Hello.
How are you feeling today, son?
I'm very confident, feeling good, very excited, very happy
Love
to
to
be.
hear that. Good stuff, mate. I love that. So today, with everyone, we're going to be talking about the Champions League fixtures that just happened, as well as the Europa League. Me and Tas will love to dive into a certain game that happened about 1 hour ago. We won't get too excited yet. There's a big game on Sunday evening, Chelsea v Man United, and we're going to be discussing our combined 11 for that game. You know, it's a very good game, very interesting one for us emotionally, physically, mentally. And yeah, we'll get into that as well as a preview for the AC Milan game. You know, Milan are a bit on the ropes at the moment, which is unfortunate for me and Fed and Jamie, and also Tas. We're all becoming AC Milan supporters by the day. So yeah, why don't we get straight into it? You're ready? We're ready, boys. Fed, you good? Jamie, you good?
Yes,
all
ready
good.
as ever, mate. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Here, I know. Jamie might be a bit upset about the Arsenal result, for him personally, but what goes around comes around. So we'll get straight into it. Tuesday's game. We won't go that far into except Jamie. Jamie. We did get a watch along there. And yeah, Jamie, what are you thinking about that game? Obviously finished 1-0. I've got a couple of questions to ask you in that one, but what are your thoughts? Because I know, boys, I'm just saying, if you want to go to the toilet, this could be a while. So
yeah.
Go on, Jamie.
Well, I think to start, it's fair to say it was a battle of two great managers. You know, you've got very, tactically set up from both sides. Atletico well without a few of their key players through suspension and injuries. So that's obviously a big loss for them, which meant they have to play a back four for the first time this season, which is quite weird for Simeone. But obviously, since Tuchel's come into Chelsea, Tuchel's been playing a back five. And yeah, it was, for a neutral, not the most entertaining, I must say. Very, very Chelsea possession based throughout the game, really. Not much action in the final third, which has been missing from Chelsea this season so far under Tuchel, I must say. The thing is, we played the ball very nicely around the park, some left mid to right, to right mid, passing, across the lines, but never really that final third pass was on the dot. I think Jorginho had about 3 or 4 over the top balls that didn't work out great. Azpilicueta had about 3 or 4 through balls to Cherry that didn't work out. So I think a 1-0 result is obviously great. I'm not the most confident for the second leg because I feel like Simeone will have a plan up his sleeve to go and just go guns ablaze and
Yeah. I've got a question for you because I know obviously take nothing away from Chelsea, great performance. I thought Tuchel got it tactically right. But would you say this? Because I think everyone was expecting a bit more from Atletico. And I think everyone can agree on this. Do you think it was more of a good Chelsea performance or a poor Atletico performance? Because I've heard a lot of debate. And what are your thoughts on that one? Because I know you're in a neutral ground, So there are debates
exactly.
Had.
I think you made a good point there, but I think it's a mix of both. Like Chelsea played very similar against Spurs about 2 weeks ago, and again a 1-0 result. Similar manner of the game. Chelsea dominated on the ball throughout, leaked out a few half chances, but apart from that, very solid, very possession based. But if we imagine, not imagine, if we throw back ourselves to last year, Atletico playing at Liverpool in the in the round of 16 of the Champions League, and the away game at the one in Metropolitano. It was 1-0 Atletico, an early goal, pretty scrappy from Atletico, and they just shut up shop straight away. Very, very passive throughout, and even at Anfield for the entire 90 minutes, they were so passive. And Klopp said after the game, he said that
said after the game,
he said after the game that they were poor, but no, I must say, Klopp said that he couldn't believe how passive they were. Think about Felix. He was bought for 120 million pound from Benfica, and he's basically playing as a CDM in this kind of game, which is a bit of awake. You got so much attacking threats, which is Suarez as well, and I felt like it was a bit surprised to see them be so passive. So in that sense, yeah, I was surprised that Atletico didn't give it their best go. But I felt like in terms of winning the ball back, from the counter pressing, I felt like Mount certainly has shown to me that his defending and his reading mindset, going forward and taking the ball off people is very good. I've got to give a big shout out to Christensen. I'm not his biggest fan, I must say. He does make way too many errors on way too many occasions, but I thought since he's come in against, since Tuchel's come in, I think he was superb on Tuesday. He's very, very solid. Suarez and Felix, both very, very high value players, didn't really get a sniff all game, which is very, very pleasing. Mendy looked shaky at times as well on the ball. Mendy, he's any pass back that came to him, he was just taking some stupid, cocky touches. I must say, cocky. Yeah, as a keeper, just be humble at times. Be humble, take the ball in, and get rid of it. And Sparta Prague just scored. Wow, Leicester might be heading out. Oh my, that's on the way goal that as well.
They've outfoxed the Fox.
Fox.
Jamie, that was pure Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville analysis on that.
That was class from you, Jamie.
Listening to it, brilliant stuff. Tass, I'll come to you for this one. Bayern, right? And in my opinion, I think Bayern are favourites. I think Bayern, despite they're running the league, I think they're doing poorly. They're doing less than what we thought they would be doing. But I think their squad and what they can do and what they can deliver in the Champions League is completely almost unheard of. What they can do to teams is astonishing. So I want to say, do you think Bayern are contenders again for the Champions League?
I think Bayern have to be the favourites. I think they have everything. It's rare you get teams that have a very solid defence, a very solid midfield, and a very solid attack. You usually get, only the greatest teams have had world class on all levels. And you look at the Bayern team, you look at the squad depth as well. I mean, their second team is probably a top 6 Premier League team. You've got so many players as well that are just ridiculously good, and you wonder how they've all ended up in the same team at the same time. I mean, Lewandowski he's not young by any means, but he bags so many goals. Yeah. And they just turn teams they demolish teams. It's not even like they play passively. The football they play is exciting. They're fast. Davies, Sane, Coman.
Yeah. I think that's the word.
They're fast. Yeah,
I think that's the word. I think exciting. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I could watch Bayern all day. In a Champions League match, I could watch them ping it around. And what they do is they all play to that same philosophy. Pass and move, quick off the ball. Brilliant.
Yeah, you've also, they've just got, with the win against Lazio the other day, it's the longest unbeaten streak in Champions League history. Since 2017, they haven't lost a game in the Champions League. And I think they've scored the most goals in the Champions League as well.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Bayern, you're never going to get a dull performance. It's always going to be exciting, always going to be goals.
Yeah, the the best thing, I think the players are all on the same wavelength. They all know what each other's thinking. They're 2 steps ahead of the other team. They know what to do. So I think
you talk about a side like Bayern, how they've got just some individuals that are just incredible. And they have a lot of players that just have pace. And having someone like Lewandowski to surround those players, a clinical finisher, will finish everything that's in front of him. I think that's just lethal. And Tass, you talked a little bit about the squad depth. And you've got these youngsters coming in. They've got a brilliant youth system now. Musiala, ex-Chelsea academy player who played, and he scored a... He scored a goal v Lazio. I mean, that's just impressive.
Jamie's so upset now. He's like, you didn't even know that.
Seriously?
Yeah, he was ex-Chelsea academy.
Jamie, past and present, mate. If he gets a card,
that's happening. Got to chuck him in there.
Chelsea?
Yeah, he was at Chelsea. Yeah. And 17 years of age, and it's looking really good for Bayern. Also adding in Upamecano as well, one of the most highly rated centre backs right now in the world. So if things are on the up for them, things will
8
continue
years at
going up for
Chelsea
them.
was.
Love
8
it.
years.
Jamie, put him in the past and present, mate.
Mate,
No idea he
it's a
played for
tough
us.
time. It's a tough time for Chelsea. It's the problem
so
with
Fred-
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, you look at these German teams, you know, we say, you know, Farmers League and all. But the
Yeah.
fact is that Bayern Munich, they can dominate the Bundesliga, which I think obviously is a big accomplishment in any top league. But, you know, some would say not as much as the Premier League, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But then they come into the Champions League, where the best teams in the world play, and they prove that they belong among the best. You know, they are the best team in the world and have been for the last 2 years, 3 years maybe. And I think it's a good debate that,
Tass, personally for me, I think this is probably the best side we've seen since you know that Real Madrid team with a full squad of just amazing players. Real Madrid, what they've done in the past decade is they would like win a Champions League, then win it again, not win one, and then win it again. So it's like their consistency is unreal. And I think Bayern have that now. I think Bayern, you know, when you win the Champions League, you're considered like the best team in Europe. You know what I mean? And I think like it's hard to hold that title. It really, obviously, it's hard to hold that.
Also, what I think is like you look at the wins they've had against these big sides. It's not small wins. It's not your 1-0s. It's not your 2-0s even. It's like it's a 4-1 v Lazio. It was an 8-2 v Barcelona. These, you know, that's big, and destroying teams like that's sort of unheard of since that sort of Real Madrid team we talked about, and it's just really impressive from Bayern.
Yeah. So I think Jamie, I've got a question for you here. How do you think Chelsea could like kind of come up against Bayern? You know, they had that game last year. Maybe just by kind of looking at how their play style works, they might have figured out a little bit more about them, because you got like demolished when they faced you both legs. How do you think if Chelsea, you know, proceeded to the quarterfinals, you ended up maybe playing Bayern? How could Chelsea face off against Bayern?
Well, I think to begin, in the Chelsea styles that we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks under Tuchel, I still feel like there are a couple of average players in there still. Like, I feel like Alonso and Jorginho and Rudiger. I think I hate to say it, but often Giroud. I think the most annoying thing about Giroud scoring a goal any time of the year is that every single person after he scores says he's so underrated. He's such a good player. And then he has about 3 months of playing rubbish again, and then scores a wonder goal at a very important time, and he's back to being underrated. And unfortunately, this exact time last year, Giroud was about to head out of Chelsea. His time was finished, contract about to be expired. He then went and scored against Spurs, and he got, then beat Everton as well. I think he scored about 4 goals in like 6 games, and Chelsea gave him a contract on the back of that. About 2 weeks ago, Giroud's whole contract was expired. About to come to an end. His time was over at Chelsea. He then scores the goal on Tuesday, and all of a sudden he's going to be here next year as well. Tammy's now going to go, by the way, which is
He's refused. He's come out and said that he's refusing to sign a new contract because of all the Haaland talk and stuff.
Giroud scores one goal every like 6 months, and
Thing is though, you say that, but that's what you want from your striker. A good striker will get you the goals when you need them.
Yeah, listen. I mean, what a goal, by the way.
He's getting you goals. He's saving you games, right?
But I think the one thing that I get confidence right now from this Chelsea side is on Tuesday we made 5 subs, and those 5 subs were Reece James, N'Golo Kante, Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech, and I've just forgotten the last one.
Guys, you know what? Who cares?
Havertz. And Havertz are the 5.
Wow, that's squad depth right there.
I mean, it's not. I think it's, but these 5 players are better than some of the starters already. You know, we signed Chilwell in the summer for £50 million. £50 million we signed him for, and we're still playing Marcus Alonso, who's not passed the driving test.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jamie, right? Tuchel's picking.
Hide your wife. Alonso's got a car.
Tuchel's,
Oh no! Oh no!
Tuchel's playing.
Oh, no.
He's playing Alonso based on form, right? And I'm sure you know that, obviously. And Frank didn't enjoy him when he was at the club. Yeah, bit inconsistent. But if he's playing well, there's no reason not to put him in
Yeah,
in
but
the team.
I still,
He's a
I don't
very
think he's good enough.
mediocre footballer, but if he's doing well right now, keep him in there. And I'm
What
sure
do you think?
Tuchel will know that. If he's training hard,
I
yeah.
think it's difficult because obviously, you know, you're Italian, and a lot
Yeah.
of the Italian people believe that Jorginho is like a god to them. I mean, they worship him every day. Apparently,
no
you know,
one,
fed up,
no
I
one,
promise
mate,
you, fed-
no
fed-
one,
fed up.
no
I
one,
promise
mate.
you, sources from the Italian media.
Find me a source, find me a
From the
source, and then,
Italian.
mate, find me a source, and then I'll come back to you.
But
No,
I promise you. And the thing is, I have no idea how in that Italian, how that exciting, youthful Italian side, he makes that team. And it's the exact same story about him at Chelsea at the minute. I understand that people believe he can control a game. He calms it down. He slows down the play. He's one of the worst players I think that I've seen in a Chelsea shirt.
He's as I said, he's a 5-yard pass footballer.
You know what he is? You know what he is? You know
He'll
what he is?
play
You know
a
what he is?
5-yard
He's-
pass, and then everyone
Fred,
be
he's-
like, "Oh, he's decent."
He seems like he's frustrating. I don't think he's a bad player.
I don't think so either.
I think he's
not
a
a bad player,
frustrating
yeah, no,
player
he's
to watch.
not.
Because I think with Chelsea fans, you want this sense of directness, but you don't get that. I don't think Jorginho is a bad footballer. I just think he brings this frustration because he'll get it, he'll turn into a ballerina,
Yeah.
he'll do pirouettes, then he'll play it to like Reece
Sam,
James or
listen.
someone.
I understand that, and one of the main things about Kante's career so far at Chelsea is he is basically a CDM, a holding midfielder, a number 6. However, under Sarri and at the very beginning of Lampard's reign, Kante was playing more as like an 8, even towards a 10 at times, because you know, just playing too far forward. Because Jorginho is not great in a 2. He can't attack the counter press. He can't, make runs or anything. So that was Kante's job for a while. And by playing Jorginho,
he was good under Sarri ball, to be fair, like Maurizio Sarri.
By playing Jorginho, you have to play Kante further up the pitch. And when you're thinking about N'Golo Kante, we are classifying one of the best midfielders in the entire world. And to have this average player having to move a world-class player in the wrong position, I find outrageous.
I would debate whether Kante, 2 years ago, I think it's pretty undeniable. In that Leicester team, then in the 2 seasons after that
World
at Chelsea.
Cup. World Cup.
Yeah, he was world class. I think he still is. But I think it's kind of undeniable that possibly because of Jorginho or the managerial changes at Chelsea or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Do we feel like he's somewhat lost his status?
I sort of
Can I
agree
step in here? Can I step in here? Sorry.
Yeah, go on, Sam.
I just want to step in here because I think Chelsea are actually in a really bad position in this department because you cannot keep. I think Chelsea have been amazing so far under Tuchel, but this is the problem that you guys have. You cannot keep every single player in that team happy. You can't. Let me talk.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Let me talk. I think there's a sense of just kind of like you had to bring on Ziyech, Havertz, and Kante, and Pulisic and Reece James. They're probably all on the bench just saying like, how?
Because
how
who's starting: Marcus Alonso and Jorginho and Giroud. Sam, listen.
You wouldn't have won that game without Giroud.
The guy who scored.
I know. I've nothing against Giroud. I think Giroud's a good player, but he should leave the club in the summer because we need to allow Tammy to stay at the club. Listen, Sam, you made a great point there. Chelsea's squad right now, with all fit players, not from the academy, have 22 first-team players. Plus, we've had Tina Andrew come in, a goalkeeper, and Lewis Bate. That's 25 players. And to take a squad to the Premier League, only 17 players can make a Premier. I mean, I think it's 17 or 18 can make a Premier League squad. You then have to leave about 4 or 5 players out who are getting paid 200 grand a week. This was not Frank's issue. Frank was put under the bus in this sense by, in the summer, we had to get rid of either on loan, fine, on loan's fine. Alonso, he had to go on loan to Madrid somewhere. He had to go. He had to go on loan. Rudiger had to go on loan.
Yeah,
He had to go on loan. Tomori, he went on loan. I unfortunately, I hate to admit it, I believe that his time at Chelsea is unfortunately going to be over. Because I do believe AC Milan will buy the clause in his contract, even though I would hate that to happen because I think Tomori would fit our play style so well. Great on the ball, really fast, agile, but I think we've seen last of him now in a Chelsea shirt. But there were 4 or 5 players at the end of summer we had to get rid of. And then unfortunately, Frank had so many problems with the board and the players because players were going up to the board and telling him, I'm not getting minutes, I'm not happy. You physically, you can't make every player happy at a team. The absolute annoying person up top, a Marina, who can be great, but at times, our director of football, she has told Tuchel that you have to play Werner, Havertz, and Ziyech, and give them time. She has said that. Tuchel, funnily enough, on Saturday mentioned in an interview that he said he is paid to win football matches and not to use all the players, which is correct. If Tuchel knows the best system, why would he have to go and play these, Havertz every week if he's winning games?
But Jamie, that stuff like that can cause a divide in your team morale, and team morale in a way is more important than. And in the end is a more important factor than actually winning just single
I think
game.
Primarily winning points has to be your focus. Team morale feeds into whether you win games or not. That is the point of it.
I'm still surprised
not
about
happy,
Chilwell.
You're not winning games.
I feel like you signed one too many players, especially in the cam position, mate. You shouldn't have signed at least. You should have only brought in one cam, whether it was Havertz or Ziyech. That doesn't really matter. And you didn't, for all your incomings, you didn't compensate that, like the places in the squad for outgoing. You didn't get rid of your Emersons. You didn't get rid of your Christensens, stuff like that.
But what I can confirm is that the board have told Chelsea that we can spend £300 million this summer. And I would not be surprised.
How does that not decline of financial fair play though? Like how?
I know it's ridiculous because apparently Haaland, Sancho, and the defender.
Yeah. Not Sancho, Haaland though. Yeah.
No.
I've heard both. Yeah.
Really?
They're a pair.
Oh bloody hell! Brilliant. Bring in more players. How's that going to help your cause?
Exactly, because
I can just see a problem coming.
Squad depth very important. Don't get us wrong, because you got three. There's the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League. Squad depth is so important, and that is shown this year by City and not Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have too many players, and if we're going to go sign 4 or 5 players in the summer, very, very possible, by the way, very possible, we have to get rid of 7 or 8, either on loan or out completely. And it's a big shame because I love some of the players at our club, obviously, apart from the few. But it seems to be that at the minute, every single week, Mason Mount is carrying us to victory or is a penalty. And that's not good enough at the minute. Let's go and move on.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah. Honestly, we could go on for ages about this club, honestly, because
definitely.
Yeah. So why don't we move on? Obviously, we could. I just have a question for all of you. I'm just going to go around the group. Obviously, I'll just give a quick description. Real Madrid, big win against Atalanta, got the away goal. That was big for them. City got 2 away goals at Mönchengladbach. Obviously, that was a game we all expected City to win. They could obviously go quite far in Champions League. I'm just going to go in the group and ask everyone who they think is actually going to win the Champions League. Just one name. Obviously, this will be quick. For me personally, I think Bayern are going to do it again. That's my personal view. I think they're just too good. I think they've kind of got the edge over kind of everyone. Obviously, they went far last time. They know how to play in front of no one, apparently, which is good to know. Tass, what do you think? Just one. Who do you think is winning the Champions League?
Yeah, Bayern. I'm agreeing with you there. I think they're favourites. Yeah, definitely.
Jamie?
Atletico Madrid.
Wow.
I think so. I think once they beat us, They are gonna just outthink that.
Yeah,
other opponents.
they're gonna come out all guns blazing.
Clickbait. Jamie thinks Atletico.
Yeah, they are Paella Burnley. They are Paella Burnley. Like they're just.
Yeah. All right, Fed. Fed, what are your thoughts?
I'm
Fed,
gonna
who's
go.
gonna challenge
I'm gonna go for City. Actually, I reckon City will do it. You look at the way they've been playing, also in the Premier League as well, and they beat Gladbach yesterday.
Yeah.
It seems like just some class football. Huh? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right. Nice. Thing. So we've all put in our views. Jamie doesn't want, but Jamie thinks Chelsea are going to go the whole way.
Yeah, I think they will do.
Fed. Oh, Scotty. Scott, mate, get him cameo.
Cameo.
Scott,
get it on the Instagram, mate. Get it on the Instagram.
That's the clickbait.
That's going straight on the Instagram.
Jamie's dad entered. Scotty, where are you?
I'm here, Sam.
Scotty, did you see Arsenal today?
What an unbelievable header at the last minute. Incredible. Look, just laughing. Leicester are getting knocked out.
I know, Dano. I'm watching it.
I know, yeah. Wow. Well, Scott, honestly, you are a special guest here. What was it? Just task? You didn't know.
Rangers were absolute quality. I've just watched Rangers, and then I watched a series on your granddad, Sam.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
You got to watch it.
Honestly, oh my god. Got to get on that.
It's incredible. You got to watch it. It's fabulous. But it was a great performance from Arsenal and magnificent from the mighty Glasgow Rangers.
Scott, can you just say something to us? Can you just say
45 million per week?
Scott, do you think you can just say like and subscribe to a Game of Two Halves podcast?
I definitely will. How do you do that?
You just say the word, Scott.
Like and subscribe. It's quality. Game of Two Halves.
He knows it.
You heard it here first, boys. You heard it here first.
Brilliant. Honestly, who saw it coming? All right. Well, we'll move on swiftly. Cheers, Scott.
He was our second guest today.
He doesn't know how to say like and subscribe, honestly. You have to like go on like an app. You have to like download you have to like download something. Honestly, install it. All right, well, that was brilliant. So we'll move swiftly on from the Champions League. And all I have to say, I'm just going to hold it up for you guys because it's quite needed.
Huge.
Aubameyang. I'm really out of time because, me and Task coordination skills on the old Zoom may have been at the standard. All that I'd say is form is temporary, class is body permanent. I think I might need a heart monitor after that, and I might need like 100 needles.
That was crazy.
Into my body. Honestly, I was there were tears, there was a laughter, there was honestly when we scored that header, it was ecstasy, but it was also like so much relief because I knew I was coming on here about 20 minutes later, and I was going to be like literally head down. Honestly, I wouldn't say a word. But when Saka whipped in the ball, Aubameyang got his head on it. Aubameyang is. I genuinely let him have my children. I just would, to be honest. I think Tass would as well. I don't think Jamie would. So Tass, mate, I'll say my views after because
all right.
Taz, what are your thoughts? Because the thing is, right, it was Benfica, and I think when everyone, I got so many texts from you being like, "Oh, you beat Benfica, well done." But it's more about the game. We scored a last-minute winner. So what do you think?
I think we were a victim of our own mistakes. Really, I think they didn't. If you look at how many chances they had, over both legs, they didn't have many, and the goals we gave them. Especially today. The free kick was incredible. But it was lazy from Ceballos. He was out of position. He left a leg out. In that position, it was poor from him. And again, with the other goal today, I don't know what he's doing with his header. But, apart from their two goals, they did not have chances. We made it harder than it had to be. We scored some good goals. There's no taking away from that. We did. But at the same time, it did not have to be that close. And, it was a great climatic finish. All the Arsenal fans are screaming at home. But you've also got to think, if that goal does not go in and Benfica knock us out in the round of 32 in the Europa League, with us sitting 10th in the league, Arsenal Football Club, you've got to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, thank God we've got Saka on a long-term deal. But where is this football club
Same with
going?
Alabama.
No European football.
I think Tass. I think you've hit the absolute nail on the head there. Genuinely, you couldn't have said it better. Inspirational, really. And I think I don't know what was her name. What her name is. She was in the BT studio before the game, and she literally replicated exactly what you said. It's literally what I don't know who said it. I might.
I forget her name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But she said like Arsenal have to fear themselves more about the opponent. It was literally just down to silly mistake. Oh, Sabah, brilliant flick on header, by the way. Glanced it on. Really nice through ball from him, straight to their attacker. Who, it's funny because I think Leno is getting throwbacks to Wolves when he came out. That's why he left the guy to go around him.
Totally.
I was like, oh my god. So Leno either takes out the man, gets a red card, we don't concede. But that would have just been a problem. So I think Leno is having throwbacks to Wolves. But you hit it on the head.
Can I just interject and say Milan have just scored?
Get it, boy!
No way.
Come on!
Yeah! Mate, come on!
God!
Anyway, back onto Arsenal. I don't know how to come up.
It was an own goal.
I've been off the Arsenal now. It's our time to
it's all
shine.
on here. Oh my god!
Go watch
The
it.
family group chat is popping.
Oh my
god!
So I think. Yeah, listen, right. So I think I would. Yeah, go on. Is it for me?
Oh no! Score correction. It's been disallowed.
Oh, it's heartbreak.
No.
It's heartbreak. What's happened? Oh no, it's emotions all over the place. I think you mentioned a red card. Okay,
yeah, no, there was a red card. So,
there was a red card as well.
I haven't seen.
Okay, Jamie, you had a question. Go on.
Yeah, sorry, I did. I was asking. The way I look at this win tonight from you guys is more of a relief than joy.
Yeah,
I agree. I completely agree.
If you're being honest, because
I completely agree. I think Jamie. I think you.
Yeah.
I think go on.
If I'm being honest, if Arteta lost tonight, he would be in a doghouse. No FA Cup, no Carabao Cup, no Europa League to
tenth in
more
the
time.
league.
Premier League, you're like at 10th or 11th at the minute.
Yeah.
You'd be worse on Sunday. He was in doghouse. That's why tonight is a massive relief.
Jamie, and you're just completely right about that. Like it was like the. Is he back?
Scotty getting involved again.
Scotty, give us a wave.
He wants to get him on.
No, so I think it was like that mixture of joy mixed with that relief. Like I knew it was a goal. The moment Saka put in that ball, I saw that run from Alba, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like me and my dad, honestly, it was amazing. We were going absolutely mental in front of the screen, and I think it just kind of puts it into perspective of how
bad you are,
how bad we are, really. Like, how
to be honest,
I'm confident about Leicester on Sunday. All of a sudden,
I'm
because I think
not
this win.
confident.
But listen, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Confident about Sunday. I mean, Leicester.
Every episode, you get the Harvey Barnes joke on.
But sometimes you need a last-minute winner to kickstart your season.
Yeah. Agreed.
Sometimes you need one.
But this is
to be honest, we're kick-starting our season over halfway through our season, and also it worries me. I mean, obviously you build a team around great players, but it really worries me how reliant we are on Tierney, Saka, and not even Aubameyang sometimes. When Tierney, when Tierney was injured, when Tierney was injured, we were losing games, and it was noticeable how much we missed him. We didn't have to take nothing away from Benfica. Like they are a good side, and playing them in the round of 32 is tough. All right,
you know what I have to say?
It's not gonna be a tough game. All right, and they showed that they are a good team, and it's tough to get past them. You could have matched up with like a Mulder or something like that. But
what I have to say though, right, is that in the past, Arsenal have been described as a team who lack character, who lack desire. And I think once we went 2-1 down, I will predict 95 or 99% of Arsenal fans' heads were like, we're gone, we're out. That I'm going to admit that was me. That was me tonight.
Well, you have to,
That was me tonight. But that was me tonight. It's everyone, But I promise you, and Tass has textual evidence that when Tierney scored in around the 68th minute, 70th minute, I knew we couldn't lose that game. I texted Tass, Tass, we're not losing this match.
To be fair, I was saying, this is terrible. It's a terrible. Sam comes through with we're going to win this match. And I was like, do you know what? We are, it's like on FIFA when the momentum just flips.
When the momentum
is scripting. It's pure scripting.
Call it what you want. Call it what you want. But the fact is, the momentum did change. We go 2-1 down. We need 2 goals to win. I mean, Tierney's solo effort, that it's moments like that show great players because he pulls the team. When he performs, the team performs. Same with Saka. They drive everyone forward.
Yeah.
It's crazy how Saka is just like, he's tearing it up. It's incredible.
So good.
What a player.
He's amazing. Should we maybe, there's amazing couple nights of UEFA football. But yeah, let's move on to we're going to end it off by doing a Chelsea v United combined 11 that we've all organised. So yeah, should we kickstart it off? Why don't we do what we'll do is how do we do this? Why don't we do Tass go for like the goalkeeper and then fullbacks. Fed can then do like the centre backs. One of us can do like the 2, the 3, and then the 1 up front. So why don't you go for the?
Oh my God! It's 2-0. Slavia Prague have just knocked out Leicester of the Europa League.
Oh my God!
Oh my life!
Crazy
I
scenes.
thought they would
Crazy
as well.
scenes.
Leicester were favourites to win it, by the way. Not after tonight.
Jesus!
Wow. Fair play.
Potato salad in Czech Republic.
Interesting.
All right, so Tass, why don't you do the do the goalkeeper and 2 fullbacks for us?
Okay, so in that, I mean, Mendy had a good start at Chelsea. Clean sheets when he started, made some really good saves. But since he's kind of dropped off, and United are clearly doing very well in the league, so you have to go with De Gea at the back. He's proved himself to be a class keeper. He has his errors, but on the whole, he's a solid keeper. Left back Luke Shaw has been, one of the resurgences of the season. He's come back from being. I think there was a stat. He was the slowest player at United playing fullback 2 seasons ago. I think he was the slowest player in the first team. And this season, he's been incredible. He's locked up so many world-class wingers, and he's won man of the match. It's rare that kind of fullbacks are not really the ones you see to kind of grab games, but he's really saved them on a lot of occasions. So yeah, Luke Shaw at left back. Now right back was tight between Reece James and Wan-Bissaka, but again. Man United, their position in the table is undeniable. At one point you thought maybe they could go on to win it. I mean, obviously City have come out and blown them out in the water. But Wan-Bissaka is the best one-on-one defender in the league.
I agree.
Cool. Fed, why don't you move on to centre backs?
Yeah, I'll run you through the centre backs. So we've gone for Thiago Silva and Harry Maguire. Obviously, Thiago Silva came in on a free from PSG. He's at the ripe old age of 35, but he has proved that age is just a number. Like, he's coming to that
Johnson as well, yeah.
He's come into that Chelsea 11 and sort of fixed up on their defence, a problem that they've been having a little bit. They've struggled with their centre backs and the form of their centre backs. But yeah, he's been such a good addition for Chelsea. He's come in, fixed everything up defensively, and he's been class. He's been class. Obviously, a player of that caliber, you would think that maybe he's gonna, he might not add much because of his age, but it just shows like that class is permanent, as you say. And yeah, great addition. And Harry Maguire, we've gone for. Obviously, a lot happened with him in the summer. You talked about that whole thing that happened in Greece, I think he was, where he got arrested. for him to be Man United captain, a lot of people question that, but he had a rough start to the season.
Slabhead.
A lot of memes, a lot of slabhead memes. But to be fair to him, he's a good player. Like he's a decent player. He obviously 80 million's a bit steep, but you know, he is a good player. So we're putting him in this 11 United captain. Yeah.
Nice stuff there, mate. Jamie, do you want to take the 3 or do you want to take the 2? What do you want to do?
Oh no, I'll do the front guys. So you do the next 2. No. You go centre mid, cam. Okay, I'll do the next 3 apart from that.
The cam. Okay. So I think we've gone with for the 2 CDMs today. We have gone with the old we've gone with Kante and we've gone with McTominay. So I think with Kante, obviously he has been a bit unfortunate with like his game time this season and just kind of like the overall performances. But I think we can take nothing away that in an overall 11, you cannot leave the guy out. You just can't. It's criminal to do so. So we've got with Kante as a CDM role, despite, you know, this maybe not his best season, maybe not his fault. But yeah, we've stuck him in. At the other CDM position, we've got McTominay. He's been absolute class this season. One of the most underrated players this season. He kind of goes under the radar a little bit. He can hit a ball as well. You know, if it falls him on the edge of the D, he will absolutely smack it in. So I think he goes in as my CDM. He's been world class. You know, stopping attacks.
A little bit buffering there for Sam. He is currently cut out. So
we'll pick up where he left off. Scott McTominay, what a player.
Good player.
What's
really
going
good
on?
player. I think his Wi-Fi
All right,
cut out.
Let's just move on from that then. Who was doing the wing?
Who
was doing the wingers?
Right, so
Jamie? They're both Chelsea.
Are you back?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
back.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Oh, honestly, I've done the old Burnley going up and
After 12 second loan deal, Sam.
he's back.
He's come back. He's come back.
Where did I leave you lot? Did I leave
Yeah, you were on something about Scott McTominay.
Yeah, the Scott McSauce goes in as my CDM. He's a brilliant player overall. Don't speak much about him. I don't know how much I spoke into him, but yeah, he's our CDM. And then at cam, we've gone with your Bruno. Great player. Obviously, probably the best player at the moment in this team. There's no denying that if we hadn't put it in this combined 11, we would all receive trips to our houses by every single viewer. Because I mean that's literal. It's like jail time if you don't put him in. So we've stuck Bruno as the cam. We don't need to speak much about him. We know what he brings.
Yeah,
so he stayed straight in there. Jamie, you do our front 3.
Yeah, so the front 3, it's a bit more unorthodox because we didn't actually. I think no one's playing in the right position, which is actually quite funny because it was tough to fit them all in. We felt this year there wasn't an outstanding number 9. From either side. Chelsea have had like Werner, Giroud, Abraham, and they've had like, you know, Martial and Cavani. And we felt like it was tough to go and put any of them in. So we've actually put Marcus Rashford up top, who is just having a great season. I mean, his stats are incredible for goals and assists. And I think now he's definitely firmed himself a spot in Gareth Southgate's starting 11 for England. You know, both on and off the pitch. He's been just, must say, superb. You know, he's got faster, much more clinical. Still has the off game every now and then, but certainly he's just playing better football, which is
clinical. Jamie, clinical is a weird word to associate with Rashford because I know a lot of fans think he's not a very clinical.
Again, because the thing is, it's funny because Rashford gets, let's say Rashford gets like 8 chances in the game. He'll probably score like 2 or 3 of them, but still scoring 2 or 3 goals is sick. But 2 or 3 out of 8 isn't great.
I think you've summed that up.
It's funny, you know.
I think he gets a lot of chances. He doesn't always convert, but the numbers he puts up,
score 1.
Still very good numbers.
Exactly.
So I think he's excused from that. I think his actual conversion rate is probably not that high, but the fact is he still bags goals.
Yeah, exactly, of course. And then we've gone to the left wing position. The captain of the team, Mason Mount. And it's tough with Mount, I must say. Because in terms of his direct numbers, and by direct I mean goals and assists, they aren't great. I think in all comps he has like 7 goals, 7 assists, and for like a starting cam at Chelsea, that's not great. However, if you look at most chances created in the world, he is like 4th. You know, above De Bruyne. I think it's first Grealish, and then like Sancho, and then like Bruno Fernandes, and then I think it's Mason Mount after that. So 4th in the world. However, the direct stats aren't great. I do feel like he can play anywhere on the pitch. Left wing, right foot, left foot, devastating. Cam, centre mid, CDM, even in goal. Him and Kyle Walker can put in a shift in there. But again, it's tough with Mount because you see on social media, you know, after all these games, yeah, Foden, what a player. Every account says it. Every pundit says it. What a player he is. After Greenwood takes a good first touch, every social media page, every pundit, Greenwood, amazing. And then you have Saka, who, listen, don't get us wrong, a world-class winger, a proper player. Certainly for me, currently is on the plane to England at the World Cup, can play left, can play
At the
left
World
back,
Cup, Jamie.
at right wing. No, sorry, the Euros. Sorry.
He is
Sorry
playing
for
at the
that, yeah.
Oh my
Unless
God.
he gets injured. But I think Saka's a world-class player. But again, today, he put in 2 crosses, and everywhere you see Saka, world-class player. Words can't describe him. And I've never seen anything ever about a pundit, about a social media page, in the news, in the papers, anything about Mason Mount. And
That's false.
not a
That
fact.
is false.
No fair. Actually,
There's so much. There's a lot of hype around Mason Mount.
No fair.
People,
Mate.
mate. People call him a manager's dream. All right, and
Fair. Last year, he was getting bullied because he was the first pick.
Okay, that was last year, but now he's putting in. He's consistent now. He's doing really well.
Name a pundit. Name a page on social media. Name a newspaper that has mentioned Mason Mount in praise.
There's definitely like at least a handful. I mean,
I promise you,
he's one of England's most bright talents.
I will tell you who's bad at Chelsea. I will tell you who's bad at my club. I know that half of our players are so average.
If someone's
Mount
playing well at your club,
carries our team like the thing is, I mean, Bruno carries United. That's great, and he's sick at that. But no one understands that a Mason Mount carries the team. Just like, I mean, on his own. I mean, if you watch again on Tuesday, yeah, he didn't score. Actually, maybe got the assist actually, but it didn't really count for his. He was the best player on that pitch on Tuesday. Yet nothing was said about it. Nothing was said about him on Tuesday because he didn't score a goal. All I want is some respect, and I do hope he gets an England side. I do hope he that, but I want just some praise about him because I strongly believe he is just so good, so consistent. By the way, so consistent. Does it in the big games, in the small games, week in, week out, in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Left wing, right wing. He's just everything he does is out of this world. And honestly, I think I think at this age he will captain Chelsea in 3 years' time, and even England in about 6-7 years' time. I believe that. And then forget all that. Fine. Right wing, currently based on form. It was tough to play Greenwood there. Greenwood is certainly a very, very good prospect. But also, Pulisic, also very, very promising last year. Post-COVID, the first lockdown, looked very, very in form. Fortunately, that's not carried on this season so far. Not been really getting his chance that much. Been injured, unfortunately. He's very, very injury prone at the minute, Pulisic is. So that's obviously not his fault. So after that, we're going with Cho, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Obviously, he's local up in Wandsworth.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe, might be a bit of a stretch, but in terms of form, do you think Dan James could be a shout?
Sammy scored 2 goals in about 3 years. No.
And what's Hudson-Odoi done in about 2?
He's done
everything, honestly.
I
think
it's rare that I argue for Chelsea players, but I feel like Dan James is fast and he converts the odd goal, but I think
Their end product.
Hudson-Odoi brings more to a whole team than Daniel James does as well. He's got more personality on the pitch as well.
And again, I must say, Cho's form has been very, very weird since he joined the Chelsea from the academy. Obviously, came through the ranks after about 10 years in the youth system. Came in under Sarri, and in the Europa League, he was flying through, scoring all these goals in the FA Cup as well. And
Mate, he was going on for way too long. We've lost Jamie.
God.
We've lost him.
What is
going on?
We honestly,
did you boo him?
This is a combined 11, not a background check on every single.
I didn't even boo him as well.
Mount, Jesus.
Mate, Mason Mount this, Mason Mount that. What is?
Jamie in the fog, deep down it. We might honestly.
Fed kicked him out the meeting.
Mate. To be honest, I'm flying high right now because Milan have just gone through on away goals. So
this has become a comic. This has become a comic act today. Honestly, Taz, I don't know what you brought with you tonight.
Mate, it's a bloody circus in it. It's honestly, a circus.
Hold on,
Jamie is at a stinker.
His battery is run out, boys. We've got breaking news.
Oh no! Not the rookie mate. Oh my god!
Oh, Jamie.
Well,
I was just going to ask you both a question. I want literally just to score and then your goal scorers. Arsenal v Leicester this weekend. Sam, who do you think is coming away from that?
Oh boy, if I'm going to be realistic, we'll do
Oh my god, this guy, you cannot get enough of him.
We're going to end it off with score predictions for this weekend's games quickly. We'll just do the Arsenal Leicester, Chelsea United, then AC Milan row.
Yeah, sorry boys.
Quick answers. Jamie, thanks for the 50-year background check on every single Chelsea player in the combined 11. Jamie, it's a combined 11.
You might as well tell me where Mason Mount lived or something.
You might as well tell me what his pet's dog food company is, honestly.
Right? Alfie, favorite food pasta country. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so why don't we just do this? So I'll do my predictions for all of the games, and then we'll that. So I'll go Arsenal. I'll be realistic. I think it'll be 2-1 for Leicester. Just me being completely realistic about what Leicester's positioning in the league. Actually, I'll go 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2 for Arsenal. I think the scores are going to be. I think Barnes will score. I think it actually will be. I think it will be.
Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes.
I don't know what that was. Right.
Jamie,
I forget. Honestly.
Jamie,
I'm getting better wages out here. I'm getting full wages out here. I'm on loan.
I reckon Johnny Evans is going to score over a corner, and then I think our goal scorers will be. I have a feeling that Thomas Partey will score, and then I reckon Saka will score our second goal. And then with the AC Milan or the Chelsea game, I think it's going to be the score of 1-1. I think Giroud's going to score again, and then I reckon Bruno will score for United. Actually, no, I reckon Rashford will score for United. And then with the AC Milan game, I'm going to go 2-1 to the boys in red and black. I think I don't really see Roma. I'll go Dzeko and then Milan. I think Çalhanoğlu will score, and I think Ibra will score again. Task on 3 predictions from you, mate.
I'm going Arsenal game. I'm being optimistic. This is poor from me, but I'm saying 3-1 Arsenal.
Wow.
I think Jamie Vardy will score inevitably. I think Saka will score. I think Alba will score, and I think I back a Gabriel scrappy one off a corner type scenario.
Nice one. All right.
And then I'm going Chelsea United. I think 1-1's probably right as well. I think that's right. I think you're going to get... I think Timo Werner might actually turn up and put one in the back of the net. He couldn't finish his dinner, but I feel like he's going to tuck one away. And I think Bruno will inevitably score as well. Milan-Roma... I think that's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to go 2-2.
No, not a draw. Not a draw.
I think. Oh yeah.
I think
right. I'm
Fred,
gonna.
Tass do your scorers.
I'm going. Oh, it's a difficult one. I don't really know. I feel like we're gonna get. I feel like Ibra at the double. I'm gonna say a couple from Ibra. He was rested today. Came on at half time
for a reason.
so I feel like he's gonna pull out a big performance. I'm gonna be honest. The Roma team to me is pretty foreign. Don't know many of them. Any of them, in fact. So yeah. Let's go with Edin Dzeko.
Mkhitaryan, Tass.
Henrik, is that where that's where he ended up?
That's where he's at.
We'll go the two players that I do know at Rome. We will go Mkhitaryan and Dzeko.
All right, Fed, go on, mate. 3 score predictions from you.
Right, Arsenal Leicester. I'm gonna go for a 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think Arsenal. That win will give them a bit of a motivation boost. Then I'm gonna for the Man U Chelsea. I'm gonna go 2-0 United. I'm going 2-0 United. I think they'll just come out
same as last February.
All guns blazing. You know, Bruno will get a pen and probably
because it's all he does.
Cavani or Rashford, something like that, or maybe a McTominay banger. Who knows? And then for me, the big one, AC Milan Roma. We've been in poor form in the league. Drawing twice against Red Star Belgrade isn't very good. But I mean, I think now we've got Pioli will switch a couple things up. I'm sure about that, and hopefully we can come out with a win. So I do think we will win. I do think we will win. Just a couple tactical changes might put us in good stead. And I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win. A 2-1 win. Just about nick it.
Jamie, finish off, mate.
Right.
Do not put us in like a 45-minute conversation.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
If you talk about Mason Mount one more time,
I'm gonna turn up. I swear to God.
I will mount over your fence and come.
I'm gonna break my monitor.
I'm going to break.
No, right. So at 12 o'clock on Sunday, I think this is actually the first time that Sunday. I think this is being honest.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Right, small disclaimer. This is the first time this season I will actually be supporting Arsenal this game because
wow.
Yeah, I'm going to because Leicester are obviously vulnerable after tonight's defeat, and I believe that we can capitalise and make the ground up on third. So I do hope Arsenal win. However, that is very. I promise you, the score is going to be. Obviously, is that the King Power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there before. Yeah, it's a nice ground. I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. Honestly, I do. Alba won't score because he can't score 2 games in a row. So I think Saka will get a tap in and then he'll get Ballon d'Or that evening. And then Chelsea are playing at 4:30. I think it's going to be 1-0 Chelsea because I don't see us scoring any more than that. I feel like it's going to be so cagey, so boring. I do apologise actually in advance. I'll say Bruno will miss a pen.
Score again, and then he'll get brought back.
Yeah, exactly. And then
after full time, it will get brought back, and
I believe our goal is going to come from a penalty as well. So I believe, hopefully not Jorginho, because obviously, hopefully he doesn't start. I believe it'll be 1-0. Mount get man of the match, and then in the evening, Milan been on poor form. Roma as well, though, I must say. Obviously, apart from tonight, winning a 2-0 against
Braga.
Against Braga, who we beat last year. Rangers did. Big name for that. Dzeko back amongst the goals again. Okay, but as I've said, both teams are out of form. But Milan have to make the change now because Inter are slipping like very, very quickly. So I do believe Milan will have to win the game away in Roma. And I think it's going to be 3-1 to Milan, and I believe that Donnarumma will get will get a little screamer on their own box. No, I'm kidding. I believe well, I hope Teo will score one from a corner.
Man, the
I
last
think
from the
Chala-
ruins.
I think Chala will score, and I believe Kesse will score a penalty. So that is it for me.
Yeah,
Guys.
lovely lads. So that will wrap it up. I know there were some cagey moments, you had disconnections. We had Jamie's dad come in. Shout out Scott.
Mate,
Scotty.
But the most importantly is we have
Been
our
all
first
over the
special
place.
guest on. Tass, mate, how you like it, mate?
Loved it. It's been a great experience. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Go again
So,
back
boys,
on soon.
We obviously
I'll be
Has
back.
to be done.
He's part of the family now. He's part of the lads. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. This should hopefully be up either tomorrow night or Saturday morning, so you can all give that a watch. Comment what you like, what you want to hear in our next podcast. I think our next one will be on Sunday evening. We'll review the United game and then make predictions for we'll do all of that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and we hope to see you all in the next one. So thank you.
And
Thank you,
today
Tass,
we're doing
again.
our first ever giveaway. We're doing, if you leave
Oh,
yourself down in the comments, you can win yourself a brand new Rangers v Dundee United program.
Also a fresh Arsenal 2017-18 Aubameyang shirt.
You'll find that no one will want to comment. I'm telling you, no one's going to comment.
If you comment
Rangers
Rangers down below, you can win yourself a program that'll be delivered to your house very quickly. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back soon. Thank you, Tass, for the special guest.
Cheers,
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Ben.
Tass.
In a bit.
Thank you,
Come on,
lads.
Rangers.
Thank you.
Cheers,
In a bit,
Cheers,
boys.
guys.
Up the Gunners.
In a bit.